Welcome to the Jennison Fieldhouse in East Lansing, Michigan, home to last year's Cinderella story, the number 14 team in the country, the Michigan State Spartans, who welcome in the perennial power that is your reigning Big Ten champions, and number 3 in the country, the Michigan Wolverines. How good is the Big Ten in women's gymnastics? Pretty darn good. 5 teams in the top 20, all 10 teams in the top 35. And good evening, everyone. Dean Linke, always great to be with the 4-time team champion from Michigan and 6-time All-American Olivia Karras. And Olivia, what a great way to start the season.
Such an exciting competition, Dean. We have Michigan State, who were spectacular last year, breaking records left and right, and Michigan has always been top-notch. But the last few years, it's been pretty special. And
just how good have the Michigan all-arounders been?
They've been spectacular, and Abby High School, the super senior, has been an integral part of their success. She's back, she's taking her COVID 5th year of eligibility, and she has hit the ground running and doesn't look like she's slowing down anytime soon. Gabby Wilson is knockout on floor, but keep your eyes peeled for her on the other 3 events. She's really been honing in on those landings, particularly on vault, and she's been very specific on bar routines, saying that she's going to make some noise there. Sierra Brooks has always been a standout for the Wolverines. She started the season with a slight hiccup on balance beam, but since then, her calm, cool, and collective composure has kept her rolling, and it's not slowing down.
Michigan State pretty saucy too.
And their underclassmen are a huge reason for that. Nikki Smith, she's a freshman, and she has taken the NCAA by storm. Her floor routine has already been posted on ESPN, going viral, and I think she's going to be a massive contributor for the Spartans. Skyla Schulte, you heard that name a lot last year, and you're going to continue hearing it. She is the first Spartan to ever gain All-American honors on balance beam, and she has been rocking and rolling in her sophomore year as an all-arounder. And Gabby Stevens, she's always been very good, but a little underrated for the Spartans. I'm here to tell you, keep your eyes peeled for her. She has had glue on her feet on these vaults so far in 2023, but the other 3 events are rock solid. Keep your eyes peeled. She's looking really good.
Wolverines, led by the legend that is Bev Plotke in her 34th season, won the Natty in 2021, 25 Big Ten titles, 7 Big Ten regular season crowns, 847 victories and counting for Bev Plotke. And your reigning Big Ten Coach of the Year, Mike Rowe. What a job he's done returning to his alma mater, really put Michigan State back on the map last year.
Mike Rowe has always been one of my favorite coaches. He has such a positive attitude, and watching how he's taken this program from having not their best showing in the past couple years, last year was a massive turning point. He said they are feeding off of that energy this season.
Michigan State will start on the vault where they're 7th in the country. Michigan will start on the bars where they're 2nd in the country.
Michigan State has looked great on vault, and I'm excited about this vault rotation with Bailey.
Bailey Garcia, career high 9.9.
Bailey leads off with a full twisting Yurchenko. Really tried her hardest to get that stick there. You saw that she took a step backwards and didn't bring her foot back to close the heels and show control. So a little lack of control, but very nice in the air. Flared it out, went to do the salute, and had to step backwards. Saw her shoulders go back a little bit, but that's a nice way to lead off for the Spartans.
Yeah, really as close to sticking it as you can be without sticking it with that last step right there.
It was close, that's for sure. And I can tell that they're honing in on their landings exactly as Mike Rowe told us.
Abby High School, career high 9.95 last year at the regional finals, season high 9.9.
Abby opens up with a gorgeous straddle Jaeger. Such a dynamic pack salto down to the low bar. Hit handstand on the high bar. Keep your eyes out for those handstands, and she needs a stick here. Wow! I am always in awe by her that she's the leadoff, since that is a amazing routine. But check this out, finishes that blind full right on top of the bar, and knows where she is. I love an Abbey High School salute with those ones up in the air. It's my favorite.
She's a 3-time Big Ten champion, and now she really did steal the show last year with her enthusiasm. It was contagious. We're talking about Skylar Schulte.
She is such a magnetic personality. You just want to match her energy whenever Skylar Schulte competes, and I'm excited about her sophomore year. She's definitely getting into the groove as now she's not a freshman. Now she knows what's happening. She can bring the youngsters along.
Last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Skylar Schulte from the state of Illinois, representing the green and white.
Skylar also does a full twisting Yurchenko. Yeah, there you go. That's a stuck landing. I saw her drill one of those and warm up, and lately, the last couple weeks, she's only gotten about a 9.75 since she's had a major bounce back, but check that out. Knows exactly where she is, and Mike Rowe loves it.
Skylar knows how to find the camera as well. As we move back to Nicoletta Kulos, career high 9.925 last year at the Big Fives, season high 9.9, coming off a 9.85.
Nicoletta is so important to this Wolverines team. She's a senior, she's a specialist competing on 3 events, and bars, she has such an elegant style on uneven bars. Short there on that first cast. She needed to be a bit more patient. Brings it back very well on her straddle Jaeger. There we go. That's a hit handstand. Nice bail to handstand transition. So far looking good.
Last year, the Michigan Specialist Award.
Short on that final cast, but nice job finding that stuck landing on the double layout dismount. There definitely were a few errors there in that routine, some short handstands. She looked a little bit rushed, but she made it through. Exclamation point with the stuck landing. That's a great routine.
A senior from Long Beach, California, as we go right back to the vault for Michigan State, and a little hop right there.
Olivia Zarmani, a freshman, already doing such great things for the Spartans. Looked like she couldn't quite slow down all of the momentum she had there. Had to have a couple of small hops, which unfortunately do add up and will be deducted. A lovely block off the table. Notice that 8-incher mat, a little higher than some of the other mats we've seen so far.
Great crowd, great energy here for Michigan State and Michigan. There's a lot of Wolverine fans here as well. We know that both the Michigan State men's and women's soccer teams are represented at this event as well. As we move to Naomi Morrison, the junior from Chandler, Arizona, second team All-America a year ago. She has posted a 9.9 or better 26 times in her career.
Naomi has a beautiful opening release move here. It's called a Ginger release. So gorgeous. Little bit of leg separation there on the catch. Great job transitioning to the low bar. She has such a graceful and effortless swing on uneven bars. Just the dismount. It's a double layout. Hop forward there. That will be a deduction. The judges are looking for the landings to have no movement, but check out the height on that Ginger release move. Beautiful job. And then she let go a tad bit early, which led to the hop, and also a hop forward, which we call an under rotation, which on top of the hop will be a deduction. So not a perfect routine, but an important one to keep the momentum rolling.
The coach's dream, Morrison, winning the coach's award. You know what that means to Bev Flocky.
She is an extremely coachable athlete. She wants to hear corrections. She wants to get better, and that's someone you want on your roster.
Sage Kellerman, a freshman from Croswell, Michigan, scored a 9.9 on vault in her Spartan debut at number 7, Alabama, earning a share of the title.
And hold on, because this is a massive vault. Beautiful job. She looked like she didn't get the normal block that I've seen her have. Her arms look like they bent a bit on the table, but she managed to make it work. Just a little bit of a miss on the block, little low with her shoulder position, but that's a stuck landing. That's her second stuck fall of the season, and she's just a freshman.
Sage Kellerman, remember that name, as Mike Rowe has all those super sophomores, now a great recruiting class. And we go to Gabby Wilson, tied for 20th in the country, the senior from Ypsilanti, Michigan, three-time first-team All-Big Ten. Gabby Wilson, ready to go on the bars.
Gabby has done such a great job in the last couple years, really pinpointing places where she can make this routine even more special. And you're seeing it in these handstand positions. Gorgeous patience, a little short there on the bail handstand. Shy of handstand there a bit. She was in the 10 degrees that the judges are looking for a deductionless handstand, and hop forward like Naomi. It looked like she had a bit of an under rotation, so they will deduct for the hop as well as the under rotation, but the height is excellent. Slight little hop there, but beautiful job.
Gabby Wilson's career high is a 9.95. She delivered that at the regional finals just a year ago. Pushed back over to Nikki Smith, career high 9.85. She set it this year. She was one of the special freshmen you talked about earlier.
I am already obsessed with her, and she's only competed in 2 meets so far. But Nikki Smith can really fly high here, and I saw her nail one in warm-up. Start value vault, a Yurchenko 1.5, and that is one of the best ones I've ever seen her do, Dean. Check out the speed. She gets a great block off the table and just nails the landing. And if you were wondering how Mike Rowe was feeling, he loved it. My gosh.
And he's just getting going because bars is where he really gets into it. So after seeing Skylar Schulte tie her personal best, we are expecting a big score, I'd say, for Nikki Smith as we move back over to Sierra Brooks, another super senior from Plainfield, Illinois, 7-time regular season All-American.
Nice first handstand there for Sierra. Very pretty piked Jaeger.
She set her career high 9.95 at the Super 16 a couple weeks ago.
Lovely bail handstand there. She really held that handstand position. Just a little rush there on the final cast, but check that out. Beautiful full twisting double layout dismount. Looked like she let go a bit early as well and did have a forward hop and an under rotation. It's very uncommon. Normally the Wolverine bar rotation on their dismounts hops backwards, but just a little rush throughout the last half of that routine for Sierra.
Coming off a 9.9 in her last meet after setting her career high. Now the leader of the team, according to Mike Rowe, as a sophomore, Gabby Stephen, career high 9.95. She has doubled down on 9.9s this year. Gabby Stephen in that all-important anchor spot for Mike Rowe and the Michigan State Spartans.
And this is a Yurchenko full. She's had a perfect score before. Wow! Oh, the arm swing! Oh my gosh, her feet didn't move, but her arms did swing, which the judges will deduct for, unfortunately. But again, we mentioned it in the open, Gabby Stephen has been like a cat figuring out these landings. Just needed to hold on a little bit. Her shoulders were slightly back, which resulted in the backward motion, but what a vault rotation for Mike Rowe's Spartans.
Buckle in, folks, though, as Natalie Wojcik, #1 in the country. Forget the Big Ten, #1 in the country on bars.
And if you needed a seatbelt for Nikki Smith, put it back on, because this first release move is one of the best in the country. Massive Delchev release move directly to the shoot over. Looked a little off on her connection release, but she kept it moving. Nice handstand. Let's see if Nat can get the stick. And just that step forward again, it looks like Michigan's been rushing those dismounts slightly. 4 of the 6 athletes did have an under rotation, but my goodness, you could have a cup of coffee under that thing. That is monstrous. Great job for the super senior. And here's that dismount. She gets crazy height and just a little under rotated, which resulted in the step. It won't be a 9.9 plus this time, Dean, but still a nice bar routine.
Nia Smith, the sister of Nikki Smith, exhibition. This will not count toward the team score, but we're delighted to bring some exhibitions here on the Big Ten Network.
Big Yurchenko full here for Nia. Nice job. You see how she landed on that white line. Now this is the first year that we have lines on the mat. They're used as suggestions to the judges to judge directional issues on the vault. If it was straight in the middle or a little on the side, there's no automatic deduction if you land on the line. But Nia did a great job pulling that through, and that looked like a near stuck vault.
So here's Kaylin Morgan, a freshman from Huntsville, North Carolina. Remember, Abbey High School also from North Carolina, so they keep that pipeline to the state of North Carolina. She competed for the Everest Gymnastics in Huntersville.
Beautiful first handstand. Such a dynamic bar worker. Kaylin has competed on the elite gymnastics scene, so she's very talented athlete all around, and my, that's lovely. At handstand, she's gonna go into a blind change, double front dismount, blind landing, very difficult, but wow, stuck landing. If I'm Scott Sherman and Bev Plocky, I'm going, that might need to make a lineup spot, and this lineup is a very talented lineup, but I'm excited about Kaylin Morgan. That was great.
And we are off and rolling already. Michigan State with a youth movement. Michigan with the power that is Natalie Wojcik. The future is bright for Michigan State when we return. Michigan, best in the country on vault. State certainly feeling right at home. A 49.4, a season best on the vault, led by the youngster Smith with a 9.95.
That vault was spectacular. I've seen her do really well this season so far, but that is exactly what you're looking for from a freshman. She felt comfortable. She went for the stick. She did not diminish the height or the distance, and she nailed it. What an awesome way to, kick off her debut, her freshman season. It's so exciting to see her already making strides like that.
Because of that 9.95, she is the early leader in that all-around chase, which we know will go back and forth with all of these elite-level athletes. 6 outstanding gymnasts in the all-around, 3 for each team.
And there's a lot of people that feel that putting too many all-arounders up is a scary thing. God forbid something happen. Where's your depth? And we asked both Mike Rowe and Bev Plocky that exact question, and they said they're putting up their top 6. They're not focused on who they are.
So there's that 49.4 season best, and among their all-time best, led by Nikki Smith. Not too bad from Gabby as well, and Skyla Schulte matching her best ever score at 9.9. Take a look at the bars results for Michigan.
Not their best rotation they've ever had. You see, they didn't quite crack into the 9.9 range. A lot of those deductions came from the dismount landings, the step forward, the under rotation. So here on vault, Michigan really needs to take a deep breath, relax, and do what they know how to do on vault.
Number 1 in the country, Michigan is on vault, led, of course, by the bottom of their order, Brooks and Wilson, but Mulligan, Wojcik, High School, Morrison, Brooks, Wilson, all strong.
Jenna Mulligan will lead off for them instead of Reina Gugino. Gugino normally starts off with that Yurchenko 1.5, 10.0 start value, but I've seen a lot of improvement from Jenna Mulligan. She does a massive full twisting Yurchenko, so excited to see her get some time in the lineup.
Take a look at the bars lineup again. That's Mike Rowe's specialty, the reigning Big Ten Coach of the Year, and they're led by Steven, who's 11th in the country. She'll go second for Michigan State.
And keep your eyes peeled on Delaney Harkness, the junior anchors uneven bars for the Spartans. She knows how to fly high and find that stuck landing. I'm a big fan of hers, and if you're not already, you should be too.
Final warm-ups taking place as we get ready for the second rotation here in East Lansing. Michigan huddle. Bonus when you get high school and Boychik to come back for that extra year.
That was massive for Michigan. Both of those athletes are such natural leaders and so talented. It almost is a game of maintaining their bodies and rest. They know how to do the gymnastics. I know Bev Clockey said that the big thing for them this year is rest, maintaining strength, being mindful of how their bodies are feeling, communication. So you can't have athletes going up every weekend competing for events. So they're going to be testing depth as the season progresses. And I'm loving that here with Jenna Mulligan leading off for them. They're doing exactly that.
So Jenna Mulligan, a junior from Fruit Cove, Florida, academic all Big Ten, made her collegiate debut against Michigan State a year ago. Competed for Gymnastics Unlimited from 2014 to 2020.
Jenna opens with a full twisting Yurchenko. Nice job on that vault. Excellent distance from the table. The judges are looking for execution overall in the vault. Straight legs, pointed toes. A nice block off the table. And of course, the ever so important landing. And Jenna did have a small step backwards, but a very nice vault to start the rotation for the Wolverines.
Now we move to Skyla Schulte, again, last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year, 9.95 career high. Skyla Schulte on the bars from Michigan State.
Nice aggressive handstand there. A little bit of a miss. She looked a little rushed on that Shapash to Bale connection. Oh no. And that first aggressive handstand bode well for her, but the second one, unfortunately, she fell over. Notice how aggressive she goes. Her shoulders are over her wrists, and that results in a handstand mistake. Now, if I'm Mike Rowe, I'm thinking to myself, I'm happy she was aggressive, because down the line, short handstands add up. And of course, you don't want to have falls, but she did go for that perfect handstand, and that's important to get the kinks out as you work towards down the line in the season.
She shows me she's human, because perhaps nerves getting to her. Look at it's a packed house.
Absolutely. They're all humans, and coming back with that dismount, you know, she's not obviously not going to be pleased with that routine, but that's a leader. She comes back, she nails it, she goes hard on the dismount, finds the landing, and has a smile on her face. That's all you could ever ask for from your athletes.
Olivia, if we're lucky enough to get some new viewers right now, remind everybody, 6 up, 5 count. Explain that. 6
gymnasts compete on each apparatus, 5 scores count. So this routine from Skyla Schulte will be the routine they're hoping to drop. It will likely not be a very high score, but they still have 5 athletes that can nail it.
Natalie Boychik, the 2022 AAI award winner. That's a big deal. She's a big deal.
And she had some issues with this vault on warm-up. Let's see if she can bring it in. A little under-rotated there. I saw her do that in the warm-up. She couldn't quite get the momentum and the height to hop forwards instead of backwards. Slight little slip there on the table, it looked like, and sizable hop backwards. And I mentioned on uneven bars that is under rotation, which means the judges will deduct for lack of rotation as well as the hop backwards. So won't be her perfect 10 we've seen in the past, but again, she landed on her feet. That's all you can ask for.
Gabby Steven with a career high of 9.85. She had a season high 9.775 in their last contest against NC State. That's her best so far, and just 2 out the gate.
Gabby Steeman is so dynamic in her bar work. Nice first handstand. Lovely Maloney to the high bar. Good job working through that connection. A little leg separation on the clear hip element before the bail. Ooh, short on that handstand. That will be a decent deduction, but let's see if she can get the stick. There we go. I'm going to call that a college stick. She didn't quite show perfect control, but her feet did not move after that last handstand. That was a little shy of being perfect. Look at the distance and the height, sees the landing. It's like kind of like what she did on vault a bit earlier. She couldn't quite get her shoulders over her knees. They were a little back, but she's having a great day.
So we move to Abbey High School, who was part of that magical run where Michigan had 10 after 10 after 10 last year at Rutgers. Her season high is a 9-9. Abbey High School capable of hitting a 10.
And this vault is potentially one of the most technically perfect vaults in the NCAA. Block on the table is awesome, and just that hop forward couldn't quite slow the momentum, so she continued to move forward, which is a deduction, but different deduction than what we saw from Natalie. Great height and kept moving forward, didn't quite slow her momentum. But normally it's good if your teammate before you had an under rotation. It's not uncommon to see the next athlete over rotate.
Up next from Michigan State, Jory Jackard, a senior from Hazlitt, Michigan, part of the Twisters program. She's got a career high of 9.925, a season high of 9.7. Disappointing at NC State with an 8.95. She'll be looking for a 9+.
She struggled a bit with this first skill last weekend. Up a big straddle Jaeger, really nice. She caught that with her fingertips, but way to work through it. Beautiful bail handstand to the low bar.
Olivia, she was so good against Alabama.
She was, and she's doing even better right now. Blindfold, double tuck. Yeah, there it is. That's what Mike Rowe is looking for. And coming back after last weekend's mishap on bars, that is huge for her confidence on the uneven bars. Beautiful extension all the way through her toe point. Nice job hitting that handstand on the low bar. And here was the highlight of the routine. Massive double tuck, sees the landing. Mike Rowe is thrilled right now.
Now that's a stuck landing.
That's a stuck landing, no questions asked.
All right, we move over to the talented Naomi Morrison. 4 times she has nailed a 9.975. This year, 9.95. Naomi Morrison, 4th to go for Michigan.
This vault is big. I keep saying that about these Michigan vaults, but Naomi knows how to launch it and a hop forward, but notice how she paused before turning to salute the judge. She showed control, which is what dinked Abbey High School a little bit on the vault prior, but check out the height that Naomi gets, and just the hop forward, but will be a good score. Beautiful height. Oh, just that hop. I just want to hold her legs down and say, don't move. But again, it's early in the season. There's a lot of competition left to happen, so I'm not concerned.
Olivia Zarmani, the freshman from Statesville, North Carolina. Up next, a 9.9 in her last meet against NC State.
Gymnastics fans, this one is special. She does some of the hardest release moves in the NCAA. What a beautiful pack salto. As a Maloney right into the in-bar Ginger. I mean, that is such a difficult combination. Slight bobble there on the handstand. And a double layout to a stuck landing. Just that brief moment of hesitation on the last handstand, but that was a jam-packed bar routine. Check this out. Maloney to high bar, right into the in-bar Ginger. I can't tell you how difficult that is. And after that slight correction on the handstand, she does that. And Mike Rowe is having himself a time over there on bars.
Olivia had already won her first bar title in their last meet at NC State. As we move back over to Sierra Brooks, who not once but twice has had a perfect 10, including at the Big Ten Championships. She is second in the nation, folks. Sierra Brooks ready to go for Michigan.
She knows how to find this landing. Let's see if she can get it today. Just that hop backwards. It looks like Michigan is almost trying a little too hard for those stuck landings and focusing too much on the end result before the beginning. But my gosh, does she have lovely form in the air, and the shoulders were just back on the landing, which resulted in the hop backwards.
See Coach Sherman as we move back over to Nikki Smith as she burst onto the scene with a 9.875 against Alabama in her last meet at NC State, a 9.25. Nikki Smith, a freshman from West Bloomfield, Michigan.
As you mentioned, Dean, she had only a 9.25 last week, so this routine is crucial for her confidence. That's where the issue was last week, and she handled it very well. Nice job with that half turn. Good final handstand. So far, so good for the fabulous freshman. Yeah, my gosh. I don't know if Mike Rowe had them all put glue on their feet before they started doing bars, but if my math is correct, that's 4 stuck landings so far on uneven bars. Nikki Smith is just crushing it in her freshman year.
And I like how you mentioned Mike, because you can hear him talking to the athletes while they're doing their routines, and they are feeding off of that. Gabby Wilson, like Sierra Brooks, has put up a 10. She did it at the regional finals. This season, 9.95, her best mark.
She nailed this vault last weekend in their debut at home. Let's see if she can do it again. Very nice. It looked like a stuck landing. She may not have perfectly stuck it. Let's take a look here. Nice height. And just the slightest hop forward, a little bit to the right. Remember, the judges have a side view. We have a little bit of an angled view, so what we see and what they see is a little bit different, but nice work by Gabby Wilson.
Get ready for Delaney Harkness, a 9.95 career high, 9.9 last week. She is 8th in the conference, and she's top 40 in the country on bars.
Nice first handstand. Check out this release move. Beautiful Ginger. Lovely bail handstand to the low bar. Good job working through that last handstand and just the dismount for Delaney. Small scooch backward. I'm not going to call it a stuck landing, but Michigan State really needed that routine. Remember, we had the fall early on from Skyla Schulte, and Delaney Harkness just erased that from their bar team total.
You see Mike Rowe, remember last year at the Big Ten Championships, he finally unleashed their slogan, "Dogs Gotta Eat," and he said he's going to ride that this year.
I love it. I think it's great. Why break it if it isn't broke, right?
All right, exhibition now for Michigan. All 6 are done. We get a chance to see Kaylin Morgan.
Kaylin is competing a full twisting Yurchenko. Nice job from the freshman. Small little shuffle with her right foot, but she is having a great day so far.
Yeah, that was clean.
Very clean. Very nice in the air. Good body position and really minimized the landing.
And we get to see on the bars, also exhibition, does not count toward the team score. Tori Loomis, a sophomore from North Reading, Mass, Lexington Christian Academy, and a transfer from Utah State.
This is a great opportunity for Tori to compete in a pressure situation. Straddle Jaeger, beautiful toe point throughout this routine. Great control on that pack salto. That was a beautiful half turn. Nice handstand. Just the dismount left, a blindfold into a double tuck. Good job. Oh, a little shuffle there on the landing, but Tori has such elegant lines. That's a routine that Mike Rowe will definitely be able to use down the road.
Mike Rowe, so involved in the bars, and he has helped raise the abilities of Delaney Harkness and, of course, Gabby Wilson, always solid. We will move Michigan State to the beam and Michigan to the floor when we return. Women's gymnastics, our State Farm State of Success, will speak to you through the eyes of the Michigan Wolverines. 27 Big Ten championships, 103 Big Ten individual championships, where Olivia Karras had 3 of them.
Thanks, Dean. And most noteworthy is the NCAA championship that Bev Plocky's Wolverines won in 2021. If you have not watched that meet, please do yourself a favor and watch it. It is magical.
So here we go now. Michigan State will move to the beam where they are 16th in the country. Michigan will move to the floor where they are again the best. And how many times do we say that about Bev Plocky's team? She has an amazing resume. Let's take a look quickly at vault. Wasn't Michigan's best rotation, but they still came out with a 49.375, which is crazy to say it wasn't their best rotation. But there were a lot of little errors there on landings, but great score overall. Michigan State off to a great start. That's why they have a lead right now at 98.65, including a 49.25 on the bars. As you see right there, they had 2 9.875s. Didn't quite make it into the 9-9 territory, but great score, especially after the miss by Skyla Schulte. So we take a look at the lineup. Khalifi will make an appearance here for Mike Rowe and the Spartans. The youngsters Armani, followed by the saucy Skyla Schulte, Nikki Smith, Gabby Stephen, and Bailey Garcia, 1-6. That's a great beam lineup for Mike Rowe, especially keep your eyes out on Skyla Schulte. She's fantastic on balance beam. Let's take a look at Bev Plocky's lineup. Again, you see that national ranking, first in the country. And you love Reina. She's not been able to do some of the other events, but she's always great on the floor. I love watching Reina compete floor, and something that gymnastics fans will be excited to hear. She's working on some upgrades for her floor routine, potentially with an E-pass to start off, and maybe go into a 2-pass floor routine with a more difficult combo pass in there. So keep your eyes peeled. There's definitely some upgrades in the works for the Wolverines. Reina Gino was second team all Big Ten a year ago, became just the second gymnast in NCAA history to lead off a rotation with a perfect 10. That started the 10s rolling at Rutgers, and I'll tell you what, I can't ever stop thinking about that. It was just amazing. Much like falls are unfortunately contagious, so are sticks, and Michigan had that stuck landing energy. We call it 4-10s energy. It just keeps the ball rolling, and everyone feeds off of that excitement. Bev Plocky telling us this week she loves her floor team. So much showmanship, so much performance. She really emphasized showmanship as well. She did. She said the girls have really put in the work in the gym on how to show their routines, not just do their routines. And this is a competitive floor lineup for Bev Plocky. They're going to play around with it a bit, but as of right now, this lineup of 6 women is pretty special. The Wolverines topped the nation on the floor in 2022 as well, with an average of 49.591, and broke its program record with a 49.750 in front of a sold-out Chrysler Center crowd. And I feel like this is another sellout, and I feel like we're starting to say sellout when we're watching women's gymnastics routinely. We are, and particularly in the Big Ten. Ohio State sold out Covelli Center last weekend. I know Maryland and Iowa and Nebraska have had a great showing so far. Love seeing the support for Big Ten gymnastics. Gianna Khalifi, the junior from Corona, California, and a unique mount, and she is on her way on the beam. The leadoff performance is so crucial.
So far, so good. Nice full turn as Gianna settles into this routine.
So 9-7-7-5 leading off against number 7 Alabama.
Gorgeous triple series. 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. Rock solid. So lead combination. Switch leaf into a tuck full beat jump. Loving that smile there from Gianna. There's nothing quite like hitting something on balance beam during a meet that just makes you naturally smile. Just the dismount. A cartwheel directly connected to a gainer full. Wow! What a phenomenal leadoff performance by Gianna. I didn't see any deductions there. I'm not sitting in the same position as the judges, but check this out. 2 back handsprings into a massive triple series and ends it off with a combination of a cartwheel into a gainer full and the cutest smile ever.
You've got the flight, you've got the stuck landing, you've got the smile. She's going to have a big score.
I'm hoping so. That routine was very well done.
All right, as we talked about already, Rena Gugino, the junior from Tampa, Florida. Career high 9.85, season high 9.825.
Rena is an extremely powerful athlete. She needs to hone in on these landings a bit, not get too ahead of herself. There we go. Nice double pike into a controlled lunge backwards. Combo pass, front lay into a front full. Done much better than I've seen in the past. Love to see the rise in the second salto.
Just having some fun.
I love seeing these routines. I know Miley really worked on making these routines fit the athlete. Final pass, a little bit of a blip there on the landing, but overall, very controlled, clean leadoff routine for Rena. Combination passes last are very tricky. Did a nice job getting the punch out of the first layout, but just the slightest little scoot backwards that will result in a deduction.
All right, so Michigan under Bev Plocky off and running on the floor. We go back to the beam where we are waiting the score for Khalifi. And there it is, 9.85. Well done by our outstanding Big Ten Network crew. And here's Olivia Zarmani, the freshman from Statesville, North Carolina, a career high of 9.75.
Very cool mount for Olivia as she starts this routine. Her series element, a front toss in pike position to a back handspring. All gymnasts on balance beam are required to do a series connecting 2 salto elements.
These freshmen are solid for Michigan State.
Lovely connection. I just love how fluid she worked through that switch leap into a switch side. Full turn, requirement for all balance beam routines. Just the dismount. She does a round off, 1.5 twist. See if she can get the landing. Oh gosh, I thought she had it. Just that step backwards, which unfortunately was a decent sized step. Judges will deduct for the under rotation as well as the step, but check out the height, beautiful height. I thought she had it, and just the step backwards, but great job by the freshman. She's really made her name known so far in her collegiate career.
So well done for the youngster as we move back over to the graduate student from Charlotte, North Carolina, a three-time All-American, Abbey High School.
And if you're a fan of ABBA, I'm going to stay quiet because this routine's fun. Difficult opening pass, a double Arabian.
Major amplitude. High school's career high set last year at Penn State with a 9.975. This season, 9.95.
Gorgeous split position, her leap combination. I just want to get up and dance. This is fun.
You know, everybody from Marvin Ridge High School is dancing with her.
Final pass for Abby. It's a combination pass. 1.5 into a front full. A little bit under-rotated. She had to scoot slightly forward. But great job by the super senior. She has just strategically figured out what works for her and has ran with it. Check out this height on the double Arabian, a blind landing, opens it up and just the smallest scoot backward, but the team loved it. Loved seeing her bring the difficulty in her super senior season.
Abby is a former Big Ten champ on the floor, as well as the bars and all around. That decorated. Skyla Schulte, career high 9.95. So far this season, her best score in 2 meets, 9.85. Skyla Schulte up next for Michigan State.
Skyla represented Michigan State at the National Championship 2022 on this event. Full turn to open up her routine.
So good last year, Olivia. Second team All-American on the beam.
Switch leap into a difficult switch half into a nice beat jump. Very difficult combination that she made it look very easy.
What a crowd.
Love seeing Michigan State pull a big crowd. It's her series, a back handspring, layout, step out, rock solid, slight softness in her knees. The judges are looking for perfectly straight legs for zero deduction. Here's her dismount, a switch leap into a gainer full off the side. Now that is why she represented Michigan State at the National Championship. Check this out. Slow middle split position, so hard, takes so much strength, and there's that beautiful series, and she caps it off with an awesome dismount. Skyla Schulte just knows how to get it done.
Did her toes hold long enough right there, Olivia?
It was close. She definitely finessed, and that's what you love to see.
Nicoletta Koulos up next for the Michigan Wolverines.
Nicoletta is a naturally beautiful dancer. This routine is so intricate.
She's already set her career high this season with a 9.925. We'll be looking to do that again here in East Lansing.
Nicoletta opens up with a massive connection first pass, a 2.5 into a punch front.
She's in rhythm.
Nice job on her leap combination. Love watching her mom, Emily, such an amazing supporter. Watching her daughter crush it on floor exercise, and that's how you finish a floor routine. She is one of the most underrated floor performers in the country.
Every beat she hit right there.
Amazing routine. I love seeing her absolutely nail that routine. The fans are loving it. This is a perfectly controlled final pass. Beautiful position in the air. Controlled lunge backward for no deduction, and Mama's happy. Mama is happy. I love seeing the Kulos family make the trip all the way from California to watch their daughter.
That earns 2 camera coverage right there.
Oh yeah, Kulos. Mama Kulos always earns 2 camera coverage, that's for sure.
That was really well done. Congratulations to Nicoletta Kulos as we await the score. You see Schulte in at 9.85. That leads us to the freshman sensation, Nikki Smith. Nikki Smith next to go for Michigan State.
Nikki made her way into the beam lineup week 2 after not competing on balance beam week 1.
Well said, and she had a 9.825.
Gorgeous height on her back handspring layout step out. Perfectly straight legs. Switch leap into straddle quarter. I love how patient she is in this routine. She's not rushing. She's being very intentional with all of her movements.
Part of the Eurostars gymnastics program in Plymouth, Michigan.
Was actually coached by Michigan great Nicole Arts Cook. Now check this out. This is one of the most difficult dismounts in the NCAA. A round off to a double tuck. Big step backward. The routine on the apparatus was flawless in my opinion, but high risk, high reward on that dismount as her grandma is there cheering on Nikki and Naya. Love seeing the support from family. The height on this series is lovely. So high off the ground, beautifully straight. And here's that very difficult double tuck. Big step backwards, but I love seeing her family get into it and be there to support her and her sister.
2 sets of sisters on the Michigan State team as we move back over to the floor. Naomi Morrison, career high 9.975. That was part of all the 10s on the vault at Rutgers a year ago. Season high 9.925.
Naomi opens up with a big E-pass, a half in, half out. Great job controlling that landing.
Shimmy.
So fun. I love how well they've matched the routines to the girls' personalities. Beautiful connection pass there, and she looks like she's having a ball.
Yeah, just like Nicoletta, every beat she is with her hands, her feet, her body.
Nice job on her leaps. See Bev Clocky there in the corner cheering her on. Final pass for Naomi. She ends with a double tuck. Let's see if she can get that landing. Yeah, there it is. That was a phenomenal floor routine. Not only did it have all of the difficulty, but check out the performance quality, the excitement, the smile. It just looks natural. And she opened it up with that massive half in, half out, and capped off the routine with this monster of a double tuck to a perfect landing.
Yeah, the focus on that last pass
So
was
good.
out of this world. She was having fun, and then boom, popped into focus, and what a finish.
And that's important. You have to have fun, but you need to be focused on these big tumbling passes.
So you see the score for Nikki Smith, 9.825. Khalifi with the best score along with Schulte. Here's Gabby Stephen, career high 9.95. Best this season, 9.875.
This routine is very special. Her opening skill is so difficult.
Morrison with a 9.925, tying her season high.
Check this out, a front aerial to 2 feet. My gosh, I can't even tell you how hard that is. It is so hard. And Gabby made it look very easy. Very nice full turn. Here's your series, back handspring layout, step out. Massive height on that layout. I mean, great job. Slight little balance correction. Beat jump to straddle half. Very well done. And just the dismount for Gabby. She does a double twist, very hard, and that's a stuck landing. My gosh, that was near perfect. That very small balance correction. I mean, I'm talking very small after the series was the only thing I saw, but look at this. Front aerial to 2 feet, walks out of it as if she didn't just do that, and then goes in for the double twist. Slight little leg separation in the air, but great job landing it, and the fans love it.
They do, and they know Michigan State is solid. They're coming off a season high 49-2 on the beam, set in Raleigh against NC State. Sierra Brooks, you see the score for Morrison, backing up Kulos' 9.925 with another one. Morrison, a career high of 9.975, season high 9.925. She hit that score in both of the first 2 meets for Michigan.
Big opening pass for Sierra, a full twisting double tuck. Nice job on that landing. Her front foot did move a bit, which will be a minor deduction, but need to keep the front foot planted on the lunge for no deduction.
You are watching last year's Big Ten Gymnast of the Year.
Nice job on those leaps. Huge height. Love seeing the team do the routine with her. It always gives you a boost of confidence.
Number 1 in the country on the floor for a reason, Michigan.
Last pass front through to double tuck. That's a perfectly controlled landing. So much difficulty packed in that last pass, which is why she only performed 2 passes. Great job by Sierra Brooks. She is so fun to watch on floor exercise, and love seeing the Michigan fans make the drive up to East Lansing. So some athletes do this at the beginning of their routine. Sierra does it at the end to a perfectly stuck landing, perfect lunge position there. Great job by the senior.
All right, that sets the table now for Bailey Garcia, tied with Natalie Boychuk, number 1 in the conference on the beam. Both Natalie and Bailey, number 15 in the country. Here we go with Bailey Garcia.
Bailey has such a calming presence on balance beam. She's the perfect athlete to go in the anchor spot.
9.95 career high, 9.9 season high for Garcia. Sarah Brooks in with a big 9.95, by the way.
Gorgeous control on that back handspring layout step out. Acrobatic skill, a front aerial to a split jump. Great job continuously moving through that connection. Switch leap into split jump. A little off there. It almost looked like her right foot slipped, but she managed to minimize the deduction. Very tricky to do on a 4-inch wide balance beam. Just the dismount, back handspring, gainer full, stuck landing. The judges are looking for that dismount to pop up a teeny bit more. They will likely deduct for a slight lack of amplitude, but nice job on that routine. She got the stick. The team loves it. That's 6 for 6 hits from the Spartans on balance beam.
Garcia, second team All Big Ten a year ago, probably did not talk enough about her, and she's coming off a beam title at NC State. As you take a look at Gabby Wilson, twice she has scored a perfect 10 on the floor. This season, her best score so far, 9.875. Gabby Wilson.
Gabby is absolutely captivating on floor exercise. Full twisting double tuck. She does it in an open body position, even harder than when you grab your legs on the skill.
As good as she is in gymnastics, she is super smart as well. Really bright student.
Great momentum on that combination pass, and now she has herself a party. Beautiful straddle position in her leap connection. Last pass for Gabby. She ends with a double tuck. Little bounce there on the landing. It looked like she didn't quite absorb before she reacted and lunged. But another great routine for the Wolverines. Check out the bump of height after the first salto. That's exactly what the judges are looking for. And the last pass, beautiful in the air, just didn't quite absorb the landing, but the team knows the moves. I love seeing them get into this routine and have some fun on the sidelines.
Yeah, Reyna really getting into it.
On the beam for Michigan State University, Nia Smith.
So Nia Smith, as you saw Grandma there supporting Nikki and Nia. Nikki was outstanding. Now we get a chance to see Nia exhibition on the beam for Michigan State.
There's Nikki and Nia's grandma here watching them both compete. So great to have both of them on the same team to support. Back handspring layout, step out, slight bobble there, but she managed to stay on the apparatus.
That was a good catch to maintain her balance right there.
So difficult to do in the morning, in the moment, and not react too much. And she did a nice job finding her balance. Pretty switch leap into a sky-high straddle quarter.
Now the swagger's coming out.
dismount for Naya. It's a difficult one, just like her sister. Round off double tuck. See that pretty large step backwards. Grandma is taking a deep breath because balance beam, you hold your breath when you know someone on balance beam, that's for sure.
So pleased to be able to bring you the exhibitions in every rotation, including Ashley Lane, a sophomore from Carrollton, Texas. She competed for the Metroplex Gymnastics in Allen, Texas, and was the Texas State Champion in the all-around bars, beam, and floor.
This is an exciting moment. Ashley is coming back from an injury, seeing her compete, get some numbers under her belt on the competition floor is great. Opening pass, a front layout to a front full, a little soft in the knees. She didn't quite get the height she needed for a no deduction landing. Ashley is such an elegant gymnast. Job on her leap combo there. Ashley is performing a 2-pass floor routine. Her second and final tumbling pass. She does a round off double pike. Little bit deep in the landing there, but great job for Ashley competing on floor exercise as a Wolverine, and the team is jumping up and down for her. It's so exciting to come back from an injury and compete in the sport you love, so bravo to her.
We have a tight one here in East Lansing as Michigan closing the gap. Gabby Stephen, brilliant on the beam for Michigan State. Sierra Brooks, magical on the floor. We push to the beam for Michigan, and Michigan State to the floor. To last year's Cinderella story, perhaps hoping to drop that glass slipper and show they belong. Right now, though, Michigan has taken the lead for the first time through 3 rotations. They're at 148.05. Michigan State at 147.925. However, Michigan will head to the beam, and Michigan State will get to show what they can do on the floor. As you see, Michigan scores on the floor a 49.55.
Great job by Michigan on floor exercise. There were a few areas where they gave away some attempts, but a 49.55 with not perfect routines is an excellent score for the Wolverines.
Brooks is 9.95, makes her the leader right now in the all-around. I thought Kulos was spectacular as well. You take a look at the balance beam scores right there. Skylar Schulte answering Khalifi's with the 9.85. But how about Gabby Stephen, another 9.9?
Such a well-deserved score for Gabby Stephen. She is such a phenomenal athlete, and that's why we talked about her in the Open. She doesn't get as much attention as some of her teammates, and she is really crucial to this Michigan State team.
So you see the scores through 3 rotations. I'll get you caught up on the all-around, where Brooks has a slim lead over the youngster Smith, as Smith will be 5th. Her sister Naya, who we saw exhibition on the beam, will lead off for Mike Rowe, followed by Garcia, Harkness, Stephen, Smith, and Schulte. Schulte tied for 11th in the conference. She's top 40 in the nation, and she is the anchor for Coach Rowe.
This is a very talented Michigan State floor team, and if they can do what we've seen them do so far this season, they could score big.
Carly Ballman will lead off, a career high of 9.925 as she gets in there, along with Wilson, Kulos, Brooks, High School, and Wojcik.
Michigan has been a little shaky on balance beam, and when I brought it up with Coach Bev Plocky this week during our calls, she said, let the season happen. It's only week 3, and she's right. There's a couple of areas where they've had some bumps in the road, but they're getting their feet under them. They're starting to get more comfortable with their gymnastics, and they actually welcomed some fellow student athletes into the gym to be distractions. during their beam exhibition the other day in the gym, and Bev said the girls were nervous, but it definitely did the trick.
And this is Bev's specialty as well. We saw Mike Rowe on the bars. Now we'll see Bev up close and personal on the beam.
It is, and also Myliana Hermelin is one of the other assistant coaches. She has been responsible for some of the fabulous work on balance beam. Here she is giving Carly Bauman some words of encouragement, a nice big deep breath, but Miley has done a great job making the choreography on balance beam enjoyable for the athletes, giving them time to breathe, work through their routines in their mind. I'm excited about what she has going on over there on balance beam.
So Olivia Karras, Carly Bauman, like you, had to overcome an injury, sitting out all of last year. Now she's up there, the junior from West Des Moines, Iowa.
She is coming back from an Achilles injury, and she has been in the balance beam lineup already this season, and the leadoff spot is a very crucial spot, as we mentioned earlier. Nice full turn for Carly. Here's her acro series, a back handspring layout, step out. Absolutely solid on her series. Cat leap into a switch half, into a beat jump. She looks so calm on balance beam. It's exactly the type of composure you're looking for from a leadoff performer. Very pretty side summy with straight legs. I'm not normally a fan of that skill, but Carly makes it look elegant.
She needs to set the tone early for sure, Olivia.
She does, and with the stuck dismount here, that would do just that. Oh, step forward. She was so close. Slightest under rotation for Carly, and unfortunately did have to step forward, but great height off the balance beam. Oh, just the step forward. She rushed it ever so slightly, but what a great leadoff performance for the Wolverines.
Just 1 foot.
Just 1 foot.
So now Michigan State close enough where they could go for what would be an upset, I feel like you could say. And it would be Nia Smith, the senior. We saw her finish on the beam exhibition. Now this is for real on the floor.
Nia is a fabulous floor performer.
Career high, Olivia's 9.925 this season. Her best mark so far, 9.8.
First pass, massive front through into a gorgeous double tuck. The smallest shuffle on the landing, but she is ready to party now. Nice job on her leap combination.
Michigan State 10th in the nation as a team on the floor.
Second pass, 1.5 to front layout. See assistant coach Devin Wright in the corner there, the first year assistant coach at Michigan State, responsible for their fantastic work on vault and floor exercise.
Mike Rowe had high praise for her. Devin.
Final pass for Nia. She ends with a double pike. Little bit of soft knees on the landing. She did have to take a decent sized lunge, but that's a great leadoff performance for Michigan State. Check out the height on the first salto there, the front tuck into a step out, and great double tuck landing. And she caps it off with a massive double pike with just the smallest little scooch back, and Grandma is happy. It looks like she's switching off between Nia and Nikki, and the looks like a flag almost that she's wearing of her granddaughters. Love to see that support.
Yeah, we need to see the T-shirt. There it is. We can see part of it, but I'm pretty sure it says Nana loves Nia Nikki, does it not?
That's awesome.
So Gabby Wilson up next for Michigan, 15th in the country on the beam. 9.975 at Maryland last year. Her season best, 9.875. Gabby Wilson.
Gabby is such a powerful athlete, and her power shows on balance beam as well.
I can tell you Nia Smith with a new season high at 9.875.
Gorgeous height on that back handspring layout series. She does that series, in my opinion, is the best in the country. Difficult leap combination here. Two standing switch leaps connected. Full turn. Gabby gears up for the same dismount we saw from the Smith sisters, a round off double tuck. See if she can get that stuck landing. That would be huge. Close. Oh, so close. Smallest shuffle there. Right at the end, both feet moved ever so slightly. But look at the height on the back handspring layout step out. And then this is just gorgeous. Big double tuck, smallest little shuffle, and the team is thrilled for her. Love to see that excitement.
Four-time All-American Gabby Wilson in that second spot. Now we move to Bailey Garcia, 9.85 to set her career high a week ago at NC State.
Love the different styles of Michigan State's floor rotation. Beautiful double tuck to open it up. Love to see pointed toes in that tuck position.
Gabby 9.875, tying her season high. Bailey Garcia, American Twisters out of Florida.
Pass for Bailey. She does a front layout to a front full. Very good control on the landing. Nice lead position there. It looked like she was ever so slightly shy of getting all the way around on the straddle full. Judges are looking for the feet position on leaps and jumps. Final pass, double pike. Little short there on the landing. She had to hop forward. Unfortunately, not a huge deduction, but will be a deduction. But a nice job. So difficult ending the routine with a double pike. Looks like she missed the punch just the slightest bit. Had to hop forward instead of controlling a lunge backward, but that is a hit routine for Bailey Garcia.
Now we move back over to Michigan on the beam as it's Nicoletta Koulos setting her career high this year, Olivia Karras, with a 9.85.
And that was in the exhibition spot. This is her lineup debut as a Wolverine on balance beam.
That was cool.
Gorgeous mount, so unique.
She looks dialed in.
She does. First big test is here, back handspring layout series. Little unsure of her landing. She almost finished the skill too quickly. Had to raise one of her legs. Lovely arabesque turn. Feet jump into straddle 3/4, landing sideways on the beam, very tricky. Cat leap into a front aerial, so solid on that acro element. Just the dismount, she does a round off 1.5 twist. Nice job hanging on to that landing. She very well could have hopped backwards, but the strength she used to minimize the deductions on that dismount was great. But this is lovely. What a unique way to start a balance beam routine. Immediately catches the judge's attention. Here's where the issue was. It looked like she had it and ever so slightly needed to catch her balance, but for a debut balance beam routine, Nicoletta Koulos did a lovely job. And as her mother, I would assume that she's taken a deep breath after seeing her daughter nail her first collegiate balance beam routine.
So now we move back to the floor for Michigan State, where Delaney Harkness tied her career high on the floor at NC State with a 9.925. It was her second event title of the night. Mike Roll would love another 9.925 right now for the Spartans.
Delaney opens this routine with a big full twisting double tuck. Beautiful.
Score at NC State tied her career high.
Nice leap combination. Performing a 2-pass floor routine. This is her second and final pass. Front through, double tuck, excellent control on the landing. That's exactly what Michigan State needed to stay in this competition. Very complicated pass to do last. A front through into a double tuck. Team is thrilled. And so should Delaney. It was beautiful.
Delaney Harkness, the junior from Leslie, Michigan, part of the Twisters. Sierra Brooks, next to go on the beam for Michigan. Career high twice last year, 9.9625, season best, 9.85.
Sierra had an uncharacteristic fall at the first meet of the season. Came back very strong last weekend at home. Oh no. She just looked off on that landing. It looked like her foot didn't quite make it all the way on the beam, but she managed to not fall off the balance beam. She did catch herself, which is unbelievably impressive. Front toss element, very well done. Just the dismount. She does a back handspring into a double twist, small scoop backwards. Of course, she's not happy with that routine. She's a perfectionist, like all gymnasts are. But let's take a look here. She does a triple series, very difficult. And it looks like her left foot didn't quite make it all the way on the balance beam. But the recovery was phenomenal. She ends it with this difficult back handspring, double twist, slightest scoot backward to come back after a fall like that and finish the routine the way she did. That's a leader's move.
Michigan, as we all know, has been the perennial power of the Big Ten. Every once in a while they have to face adversity. Right now, early in the season, they might be facing it, Olivia. Your thoughts on that as we get ready for Miss Steven on the floor?
A lineup is 6 athletes for a reason, and not one athlete can make a team. So it's up to the final 2 competitors to lift them back up and finish on a high note.
Gabby Stevens started on a high note with a 9-9 to open the season against Alabama. That's her career high.
Opening pass for Gabby. Massive front through into a double pike. She did stay in bounds. It looked a little bit close, but she managed to keep both feet in bounds, not have a 1/10 deduction.
Watching Gabby perform, Olivia, leads me back to the very excitable Mike Rowe, who's always great on the call. Of course, all of us got caught up with the Skylar Schulte show, and he reminded us that as a sophomore, she has already established herself as a preeminent leader.
That's what you want. You want an athlete like that on your team who can always put the work in. What a difficult final pass for Gabby Steven. A front double twist. The blind landing, very difficult, even more difficult to do last. Great job for Gabby Stevens. She's had a lovely day. Here's the final pass, front handspring, double twist. So difficult to do, but she does it at the end of the routine, and the team is so excited for her. Makes me miss the post-floor routine hugs, let me tell you.
So I can tell you, before Brooks and Steven on the beam or floor respectively, Michigan held a slim lead of 177.525 versus 177.425. So this is going to be tight. And with Abby and Natalie to close it down, we talked about that adversity. Now 2 of the leaders, they're back for that extra year. They need to bring it home right here.
This is what teams are all about. You have a small hiccup, you bring it right back.
Gabby Steven with a 9.85 to match her score from a week ago.
Oh no. Very shaky there on that cat leap into a side aerial. She did lift her leg, which is a decent size deduction, but bringing it back here with her leap combination.
Abby's career high is a 9.925.
Back handspring, layout, step out, little bit of a leg lift here. It's very unlike Abby High School to look a little rattled. It looks like she's rushing slightly. Just the dismount. She does a round off 1.5 twist to a stuck landing. Good for her, bringing it back there at the end. There were a few decent sized deductions, but she managed to finish the routine with a stuck landing. Here's the opening combination. Very off there, had to turn to the side and lift her leg, but look at this sky-high dismount, 1.5 stuck landing. This is going to be interesting now with Natalie Wojcik left to go and 2 spectacular floor workers for the Spartans.
So here we go, Nikki Smith, very much in contention for the all-around title. The youngster, the freshman, had a 9.9 last week in Raleigh against NC State. Nikki Smith in the 5th position for Mike Rowe and the Spartans.
And this routine is fun. Sit back and enjoy. Gorgeous. full twisting double back.
9.55 Abby, which probably means the Sierra Brooks score will drop. And that could open the door for this youngster to win the all-around title. And I don't want to call them rivals because Bev Plotke talked about what it means for Michigan State to be great again, great for the conference, and I loved what she said about Michigan State doing well.
Big Ten is a family. We love seeing our family members do well. Gorgeous 1.5 front layout. Dino, I see you dancing over there.
You know it.
So far, so good in this routine. If she sticks this last pass, this will be a massive number. Little scooch back. It will not be perfect, but man, is she fun to watch, and we're just getting started on her career.
Cinderella story a year ago, as we mentioned earlier, with Nikki Smith now, Michigan State legit.
Huge final pass, scoot back with the front foot, and Dino is having a blast watching that routine. All smiles from Mike Rowe.
All right, here we go. 3 times Natalie Wojcik has put up a 10. They would take one right now already this season, 9.95. One of the best you'll see on the beam, Natalie Wojcik.
And beam is Natalie's favorite event. She loves that it's a challenge every time.
Nikki Smith with a 9.9, tying her career high a moment ago.
Ever so slight bobble from Natalie after her front aerial skill. Beautiful rhythm on her switch leap to split jump. Difficult here. 2 back handsprings to a layout step out. Absolutely rock solid. Nice full turn. Now this is important here. She needs to find the landing on her dismount. Round off 1.5 twist. Finesse. I wouldn't call it a perfect stick, but I would call it major finesse. She knew exactly what she needed to do. Check this out. 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. So much control, and finishes it off with a 1.5 twist. Team holding hands, and excited to see her nail that dismount.
She nailed it. You mentioned the word control. She epitomizes control on one of the toughest things anyone can do on the beam, Natalie Wojcik. Here we go. A true showstopper in the anchor spot, Skyla Schulte. Career high 9.95 last year. She already put up a 9.9 against Alabama.
Skyla opens up with a massive full twisting double tuck. It doesn't look like she went out of bounds. I didn't see a flag raised, which is very important.
She needs to bring it home. Michigan State was leading heading into this final 6th spot. Smith has already put up a personal best of 39.525 and is the all-around leader as Skyla finishes things out for Michigan State.
Final pass, a front through to a double tuck. Perfectly stuck. Now that is a perfect stuck landing. Skyla Schulte, man, I will never get over watching her. She is just a party in a woman.
She is, and now she has others joining in the party.
So let's take a look at this. Full twisting double back. Oh yeah, she was out of bounds, so I couldn't see it initially, but that is an automatic 1/10 deduction. So regardless of the routine, it will be a 10th off for being out of bounds. That does open the door ever so slightly. And now we wait.
We will confirm, but right now we have exhibition. Jenna Mulligan will show Bev Plotke and the Michigan Wolverines coaching staff what she can do. And this is important because Bev Plotke did talk about building depth from a team that returned their entire beam lineup, but you've got some people like Jenna Mulligan that want to show what she can do as well.
She did, and with so many all-arounders on your roster, you have to have athletes that are able to contribute when athletes need a rest. So this routine is extremely important.
Skyla with a 9.80.
Beautiful cat leap into a front aerial back handspring series. Lovely rhythm on that series. Split jump, straddle half. A little off there on the landing. Dismount, back handspring, tuck 1.5. That is such an important routine for Jenna and for Michigan. They know that she can go up there and nail a routine. What an awesome moment for Jenna. So excited for her to nail that balance beam routine. You overhear Bev Plotke say, "I am so proud of you," to Jenna.
So Michigan State, Gianna Khalifi, and you're starting to hear some rumblings through this incredible crowd that Michigan State may have done something that is rarely done, and that is get a Big Ten win over Michigan. We will use the commercial break to check into any inquiries on judging to verify, but right now, early doors, that glass
big.
slipper's gone.
That's big for Michigan State. They're no longer just a program that can do it once, do it twice. They are here to play. Complicated leap combination there for Gianna. Love seeing that unique combination. Final pass here. A Rudy to a huge back layout step out. That is so important for Gianna and for Mike Rowe and his coaching staff to see that that routine can go in their lineup and she can compete just like that when they need to rest some of their key all-around contributors.
You have to go way, way back. The last time Michigan State knocked off Michigan in women's gymnastics was February 3rd, 2007. They also defeated Michigan in the 2006 Big Ten meet. Mike Rowe and the Michigan State Spartans, no longer a Cinderella story. They are here to contend.
Wow. I'm like speechless a little bit here. There's so much excitement for the Big Ten and the conference and everything that's happening across NCAA gymnastics. But if anyone watching thinks that the Big Ten Conference isn't strong enough or doesn't have the difficulty and the competitiveness, I hope you're watching right now and realize that the Big Ten is a really good conference at gymnastics.
Well, and Mike Rowe saw his team rejuvenated by last year's freshman class. This year's freshman class, every bit as good as Nikki Smith, just a youngster. We're pretty sure she also won the all-around title. The Spartans making noise in Big Ten women's gymnastics and across the nation. They knock off Michigan on the Big Ten Network. Our hoops experts discuss the major stories in the sport, Big Ten basketball and beyond, next only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. The major story in East Lansing is Michigan State women's gymnastics is for real. For the first time since 2007, they knock off the powerhouse that is the Michigan Wolverines, and they do it right at home in East Lansing. We are joined by last year's Big Ten Coach of the Year, Mike. And let me start by saying the glass slipper is now gone. Michigan State is now here. What does it mean, Coach?
I'm speechless, first of all, and that's rare, but it means a lot to us because it's not that I didn't think it could happen, but it's one of those things that has to happen before it really digs in and you really feel it. And after the first two rotations today, I was like, oh, okay, a couple tenths here, let's just keep it together. I knew they were going to come to the floor and just explode and, do what they do best. And not sure what's going to happen on beam because I really wasn't paying attention. But when the numbers were coming down and I actually was peeking at the score, I'm like, wait. It really hasn't sunk in at all. And the crowd tonight was great. We had, I think, 4,900, which I haven't seen since I've been here. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the Michigan fans, but it's just an amazing feeling. We're so excited, and can't wait to start celebrating.
Coach, can you talk about Nikki Smith quickly? Just talk about her. I mean, look at what she did today. She's so amazing. Tell us your thoughts on her.
It's really wild because when she first came to us, she's very quiet, very kind of shy, very kind of spoken. I'm like, wow, she gets on stage, she gets on the floor or whatever in the competitive arena, and she just explodes. She just, she doesn't worry about anything. She just goes. And it took us a while to settle into that and say, in practice, is she gonna be on? Well, she is on, but it's not the same. The music goes on, the flag goes up or whatever, and she just turns into, another person, and you sit there going, well, I'm glad she does because it's all there.
Mike, well done. Dogs got to eat. Go eat with your superstar dogs over there. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we talked about Nikki Smith. She wins the all-around. She's a freshman, Olivia Karras.
And it started with this. Her momentum never slowed down after notching that massive stuck landing on vault, then goes over and does it to bars. Rock solid, competes like a veteran on beam, and then has herself a party on floor exercise. You would never guess that Nikki Smith has only competed in a Michigan State leotard 3 times. She is phenomenal.
Superstar freshman, part of a sister combination, Nikki Smith. The pressure of taking on Michigan and just rubbed it right off and delivered the goods.
And it looked so natural for her. Nothing looked difficult. It was so exciting to see her just go out there and knock it out of the park.
And with us is the all-around champion, Nikki Smith, the freshman sensation. You join your sister knowing that something special was going on. It does not get more special than what we just saw. You win the all-around and you get a big win over Michigan. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I just love being out there with my team, and I went out there and did the best that we could do, and I'm so proud of my team.
Nikki, it is so much fun watching you compete in college. What has been your favorite part of being a Michigan State Spartan so far?
My favorite part of being Michigan State Spartan is being with my teammates. I love them so much, and just competing in a college atmosphere.
You know who loves you? Your Nana loves you. She wore it on her shirt. We showed her the entire time. What does it mean to have your outside family now with your inside family, the Michigan State women's gymnastics team?
It means so much to me because they support me and love me and just help me with everything.
Well, let me tell you, everybody in women's gymnastics now loves you. Well done. Go enjoy it with your team. Thanks for being with us, and congrats on the all-around title.
Thank you so much.
All right, so adorable. What a job she did. And for the first time since 2007, Michigan State knocks off Michigan. I want to thank the amazing SIDs for Michigan, Megan McIntosh for Michigan State, Maggie Hudson. Congratulations to Mike Rowe and the Spartans and our all-around winner, Nikki Smith. Coming up next is Big Ten basketball and beyond. For our producer, Jim Ressler, and our amazing Big Ten Network crew, my All-American superstar, Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke. Good night from East Lansing, where Michigan State shocks Michigan. You saw it all right here on the Big Ten Network.